We just got eyes on a really nice whitetail buck. He's out there at about 340 yards out. This is the biggest buck that I've seen in quite some time. And he's actually tucked in there pretty broadside right there. Did I seriously just accidentally walk into the tent? In real life, I have a Remington 243 bolt action rifle where I've hunted whitetail and coyote with it, but that got me thinking, we've never hunted whitetail in Call of the Wild with the 243, or at least I don't remember ever doing it. Alright, so first things first, we're going to find out what this 243 is actually made of here. We have a whitetail buck out there at about 250 yards. I think we'll zero in for 300 and hold for the heart because I believe this has quite a bit of drop to it. That should have been a good shot. Well, it must have been because he ran into that grass over there and he never did come out. Let's go over there and go see how we did with our first shot in the 243. And here he is down right here. Let's take a look and see how we did. I ended up getting a nice double lung shot at 250 yards. We actually held for the heart and we got a little bit of raise there, but not too much. If we were actually zeroed in for 300 with the M1 or something like that, we probably would have hit the vertebrae. Oh my god, I thought that was a whitetail. We're literally approaching a whitetail spot right now, and all of a sudden I saw that thing coming. We got some whitetails out here, but we also have a coyote right there, and I think we're probably going to take the coyote down. If I can see if we can't get on him in time, zero in for 300. Ooh, what an amazing shot placement we just made right there, and that coyote is smoked. Yeah, that was a pretty good shot. He was roughly 290 yards. We're zeroed in for 300, and I was holding for kind of the top of the shoulder. But we should have a little bit of drop because, like I said before, the 243 actually drops maybe like 6 inches compared to, say, the M1 or the 30-06. But here's our coyote down, and I ended up pulling off a nice double lung liver shot at 297 yards on the walk, 1200 cash for that coyote. Well, he's really not too much bigger than this buck here. He's actually pretty much the same size. He just has like 1 point higher for a score estimate. So I think we're going to take down this buck instead. The buck that I really wanted to get is like right there. And he's behind that brush, so you really can't see him at this point. Well, like I said, he's only like 1 point bigger than this buck here. So it's really not much difference. I do think that that buck actually might be big enough to make gold though. So really decent buck. And we're about 280 yards out. We could probably get maybe 50 yards closer, and we should be able to go for about a 200-yard shot on this nice whitetail buck. Well, there's our buck right there, and I really don't want to get too much closer because if we do, we're really not going to be able to see over the top of that grass. So 230 yards, he's quartering just a hair more than I would like. So maybe if we could slide over just a little bit, try and get more of a broadside angle, we could definitely take that shot, which right here might be what we're looking for. About 230 yards. And we got a coyote out here as well. All right, here we go. I was actually a little bit high on that spine, but we should have had some drop. Yeah, I'm thinking we definitely should have had some drop. I was maybe an inch or two too high when I squeezed the trigger. But not only that, we're also standing up right now, so we really didn't have a perfect, stability shot as we took the shot, but I feel pretty confident that should have dropped in there pretty nicely. Well, he was standing right here, and that's looking pretty promising to me. A nice vital hit. He ran off. Actually, which way did he go? That track's going that way. You know what? A dog would come in really handy right now. We could put him on this track right here and he could figure out exactly where this buck went. But I think he ran this way based off of the... Okay, yeah, he definitely ran this way. We got some more blood here. And yeah, this would actually come in really handy if we had a dog right now. But there he is piled up right there. And a 197 gold. We ended up pulling off a nice right lung shot. It's actually a really wide, beautiful buck. 228 yards. I held a little bit high, but actually... that was perfect. We compensated just right for that drop there. The 243 has a little bit more drop than most other rifles. So I was holding like right here and we had about a 4-inch drop at 228 yards and it ended up being a perfect shot and a beautiful gold whitetail down. We got a pretty nice wide whitetail buck right there at about 180 cutting across this little crossing here. And I think we should be able to take him at about 180 out. That's him there. I think we smoked him. Held on the front shoulder. And that should have been a good... Yes, he's definitely going down. Since that buck actually stopped, we might as well take him down as well. Again, he's not very impressive, but you really can't take any quartering shots with this 243, or you don't get very good penetration. Anyways, let's go down here and go see how we did. I know we for sure got one buck down. The other buck we might have got, I'm not 100% sure about that though. Well, I found the other buck down here, and I would have to say that we probably got a single lung hit because he only went like 115, 120 yards out and piled up right here. And we did in fact catch a single lung quartering away. So it was an awesome shot, but we really don't have very much penetration, even with the polymer tips and the 243. And here's going to be the first buck. Ended up getting a double lung stomach liver shot and a 181 whitetail at 191 yards. We got a really nice whitetail buck coming this way. That's actually a max weight buck. I mean, he should be gold. He's a pretty wide buck as well. But I gotta try and figure out where he might go. I think we might have to take him when he comes through this opening right here at about 180 out here. Let's try and pay attention. There he goes, there he goes. I hope we didn't hit that. Wait. Did I hit the rock? We didn't hit the rock. We got him. We got him. I thought we were gonna hit that rock, and somehow we didn't, and we definitely connected because we got hunting pressure. Anyways, the track from the buck is right here, and I think we took the shot somewhere around here, right here, and that is definitely a vital hit. And then he ran, I think, this way, or maybe that's an old track. See, that might be an old track here. We got tracks here, but then that could be, yeah, that's definitely a fresh track. We got more blood here. And there's our buck piled up right there. That must have been a double lung shot because he didn't go 50 yards. Let's take a look at this beautiful whitetail as well. He was a max weight buck, so he should be a pretty good one. And let's pick him up. It's going to be a 194 gold. Actually got a single lung shot at 198 yards. And man, did we get lucky. I mean, yes, it was an amazing shot, but not so much for the 243. We hit the shoulder blade and just barely busted through and hit a single lung. I mean, barely. Had we had the soft points, you never would have found this deer. You'd be tracking this thing for miles. Eventually it would stop bleeding. You would never find that buck. So yeah, it is a perfect shot, but not with a 243. You want to stay back just a hair more, but that's still a beautiful whitetail down. We just got eyes on a really nice whitetail buck. He's out there at about 340 yards out. This is the biggest buck that I've seen in quite some time, and he's actually tucked in there pretty broadside right there. Did I seriously just accidentally walk into the tent? Oh my god. Okay, anyways. That's the buck we're trying to get right there. What is that? That's a blacktail. Let's try and not walk into the tent. But I want to get to about 250 yards, and we should be able to take a nice broadside shot on that buck out there. 300 yards is a little bit too far. We got a doe out there in the front, but if we can get broadside at 250, we'll definitely take the shot. There he is right there. He is going to start walking. I knew something like that was going to happen. I guess we're going to have to go for a 300-yard shot. Didn't really plan on it, but anyways, there's our big buck right there. Broadside at about 330 yards. And at this point here, we really can't get any closer because, well, we'd have to go all the way around. And then by that point, he's probably going to turn around and do something that we're not going to be expecting. So we'll just zero in for 330, and we're going to have to hold for the spine because we're going to have a little bit of drop with this 243. Watch this. I really don't want to hit that front shoulder though. And I didn't hold high enough. I held perfect for if we had the M1, but we might have caught the bottom of the lung. I don't know. gonna be close. No, we got him. We definitely got him. That big old buck is definitely going down right over there. And there he lays right there. Man, I will guarantee you one thing. We probably hit on the bottom left part of that lung there. Let's go over there and go find out, actually. I am so anxious about that shot because I knew right when I squeezed the trigger, it was just a hair too low. But either way, we got him. We just jumped up something right there, and if it's a buck, we'll probably... Okay, it's a doe. That is one lucky doe. I was gonna say, if that was a buck, we'll probably take the shot. And luckily for us, we actually have a scope on, because as you saw in yesterday's hunt, we can't hit the broadside of a barn without a scope, apparently. But anyways, here's our buck piled up right here. Does? Yeah, does. So here's our buck piled up right here. Let's take a really good look at him. And maybe take a picture. That should be like a 240s buck, actually. That's a great buck. He was quite a ways away, so I really couldn't tell exactly how big he was. But let's pick him up. A 236 gold whitetail. We made actually a right lung shot at 330 yards. That was kind of a perfect shot. I thought we'd have some drop, but we really didn't have much drop. Right behind the front shoulder there, 330 yards and got a nice right lung shot. That was an awesome shot and a giant whitetail buck down with a 243. He ended up with a not very widespread. He's actually a really tall rack, but 14 inside with 14 points. And anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. We finally got a decent whitetail buck out there. He's about 200 yards, and I think we're gonna take this shot here. He's pretty broadside, actually. Boy, I just had to say that, didn't I? Just had to say that. Spins right around and gives us absolutely no shot whatsoever.